Thrunite has a new product on the market with the TS2. They're calling it a self-rescue light, and I'm going to call it a mini lantern. It's a simple product, but well thought out, and it has a wider appeal than just the flashaholic market. Thanks to Thrunite for sending this one to me to take out and look at. If you're not already following me on social media, links are below, and I do appreciate those likes and subscribes if you enjoy this content. So here is the packaging the light comes in. It's an upgrade for Thrunite, a white box, nice heavy cardboard with the color pictures, not a whole lot on it, kind of some use cases here, and that's it. You get everything you see here, which includes a battery, which I'll talk more about. You get the light itself, and then you get this cable, or I'll talk more about this later on in the review. So let's take a look at the construction and detail of the light. Part of a kit, it's got the light itself here, and I'll leave the case and hook off for a bit later here. So let's just talk about the light and battery itself. The light itself is just this little piece here. It's a dome with 4 LEDs underneath, a single button on the side here. On the back side, it plugs in via USB-C, as you can see here on the side, and there is no contact at the positive side here. So this thing gets all its power off USB-C. But you can see here, here's the battery it comes with. It's a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. I did test it. It came in just under 5,000 milliamps, so excellent. It's a standard battery pretty much, and I'll talk more about that here in a minute. But so let's focus on the light itself here. Super easy to use. It is universal as long as you've got USB-C. So here's an Ace Beam battery that I pulled out of one of my lights. It's got USB-C on the side here. I can plug it in and light turns on just fine. So that's kind of fun that it works on multiple different batteries and lights. Nothing proprietary here. Presumably if you had a female USB-C cable, you could plug it in here and power it indefinitely as well. The battery itself is 77.3 millimeters long, and like I said, standard. It does have this neat power option here that I've never seen before. You press and hold this little button for 3 seconds, and you get LEDs that show you the power level on here. That's kind of neat. It doesn't seem to take up any more room, and I think that's a really nice way to go over other batteries that just have a single LED that goes red and green when charging. The light itself here is plastic. It's got a single button, as I mentioned before, 3 modes of operation. Let's talk about the case here for a minute. It's just a plastic case. It does say Thrunite on it, and on the back side it says the TS2 survival light. It's got little holes here where you could attach a lanyard or put some cordage through to secure it further if you want. It is magnetic on its own. It holds itself. You can put the battery in just like this, and it's strong enough that it will hold it, but just barely. Like I said, it just slides in here and it attaches with that magnet to the negative side of the cell. Super easy here. It provides a little bit of more protection from crush and impact. Even though this covers the positive side, I think it's nice to cover the negative side here too, just for a little bit of extra security. The next thing that you've got in the kit here is this hanger. It allows you to hook it onto a cable or a wire or a tree branch or something like that and hold up the whole light. It is magnetic, as you can see there, so it just attaches on there. Makes this whole thing pretty strong, and I've got a few pictures of it hanging in my basement on wires and such, so that makes it kind of a neat way to do it. So this cable, this thing probably alone is worth $10. It's pretty neat. You've got your USB-A, you pull this off, you've got your USB-C, then you've got 3 options on the other side. You have a USB-C, a Apple Lightning cable, and a micro USB. So the idea of this is you can use that battery to charge your phone or charge another device in an emergency situation. So I've got it plugged into the battery there. I'm going to plug it into this Olight i1R2. You can see it's got a red light on there that it's charging. Plug this into your phone or other device to give you a little bit of power to finish your task, make an emergency call, something like that. And for that reason, I think it'd be a good glove box light as well. So the size and weight here, the weight with the battery and the light comes in at 3 ounces. If you add the plastic case, you come in at a total of 3.65 ounces, and then with the hook and everything else, it's 4 ounces. No data is given on what LED is inside of this light, but I can tell you it's 4 warm LEDs underneath the diffuser there. Official outputs are high at 118 lumens for 11 hours, medium for 40 lumens at 30 hours, low at 5 lumens for 180 hours, SOS at 118 lumens for 20 hours. All right, here are my night shots from my Thrunite TS2. This is in low, 5 lumens, not a lot of light, but enough to read a map or something close. Here is medium, 40 lumens. This is enough to have a conversation, see the people across from the table from you. It's a decent amount of light. And this is high, 118 lumens, and this is quite a bit of light in this type of scenario. This would be more than enough for a tent. Might actually be too bright for something like that, but it works nice around this table setting. And lastly, here is the SOS setting. This is the 118 lumens. The UI here is really simple. Light has 3 modes, 1 press to turn on, and it comes on in low. You push and hold and you'll cycle up, medium and high. Double press to go to the strobe, and it's a fairly fast strobe. Single press to turn off, and that's it. No more UI to it. So my conclusion is I like the TS2. While it doesn't put out a ton of light, it's a very functional small light lantern of sorts. Like the box says, it's good for emergencies or rescue situations. I can see putting this in a glove box in your car, in a go bag for natural disasters, or in your desk or a drawer for home or workplace power outages, or to take camping and hang in a tent. In the addition of the plastic sleeve here makes it a little bit safer, but I'm not quite sure it's kid proof at this point since it does only take a magnet to pull it out. It comes out fairly easily. I wouldn't want to hand a kid a lithium ion battery here that's fully charged. That's just a recipe for a problem or a fire. Speaking of which, the magnetic hanger here is strong, but I could see it coming up loose if you're hanging this onto a pack or something where you're going to brush up against it. So for that reason, I'd use these extra holes as just a little bit of, run some cordage or something through there and through the hook just for a little bit of extra security. I really like that nothing here is proprietary. Like I mentioned, the light works just fine on my AceBeam 21700 battery that USB is on the side. Remember, it doesn't use positive contacts or anything like that on the top of the cell. There's literally no contact on the light itself. So that's kind of nice. As far as value, it may not be one of the best values on the market, but I think it's a unique product that a lot of people who watch my videos will find useful. The cable alone is really handy and probably worth 10 bucks, like I said, at least, just for a universal cable, especially if you're traveling or something. You can charge literally pretty much any device with one cable. So I can recommend this without reservations. I think it'd make a great stocking stuffer too for the holidays that are upcoming. So if you like it, I'll have a link to it below on where you can find it on Amazon and Thrunite's website. And as always, I appreciate your support by liking, subscribing, and I'll catch you on the next review.